Pretty privilege. Pretty much when your life is easy because your face looks nice. People are nicer, more patient, more forgiving, and your mistakes are super quirky and hilarious. And the best thing about pretty privilege is that you just get stuff for free.
A limousine?
Police stop you, they see your face, and they say, oh, never mind, let me just rip up this ticket because you're pretty. Men will just give you money as you walk down the street. Just hand it to you. And I know what you're thinking, wow, pretty girls have it easier. It's not just pretty girls, because men can be pretty too. They will get money handed to them by other men.
What?
Oh, you didn't know all of this happened right before your eyes? Shoot. I'm so sad that I'm the bearer of bad news, but I think you caught the ugly. Don't you fret. I grew up like this for most of my life. People ignored me, and then I got chunky, and then people also ignored me even more. Even though my looks has changed, I lost the weight, I still don't know if I got the whole pretty privilege thing because I stay inside, and whenever a cop stops me, I still have never gotten out of a ticket, no matter how many quirky jokes I tell them. So I don't know if I have that peak pretty privilege where I just get everything handed to me, but since I did grow up looking like Urkel, and then I had the awkward body, and I had no clue how to do my makeup, I wasn't really one of the popular girls or like the conventionally attractive girls, I did experience something called ugly privilege that someone has been trending for, I guess, having. And as someone who grew up like Urkel, I was very interested in this post.
I'm not ugly, but if you asked me if I had ugly privilege, I sure as shit did.
But she didn't just start trending because she said that she has ugly privilege. Oh, no. She took it a step further and said, you know who else is ugly?
Most men.
Today we're talking about Sedona Violet. Ooh, that sounds like just like a stage name. Sedona Violet. She is into femininity, K-I-N-K, and some damn perspective. And she talks a lot, and she has been talking, and people have been getting very angry. Or maybe the men, I'm not too sure. I just downloaded them and thought that we could watch together. But let me give her a little introduction of some of the things that she does post about.
Hudson Williams walking down the street with that cigarette is why I will always say cigarettes are cool.
Proceed.
Right? They're not good for you. They're in fact quite nasty and bad for you, but they sure as shit are cool. And as a millennial, it has been hard-coded into my DNA to think so.
I don't know, because as a millennial as well, I grew up with DARE.
Drugs. Some of the big kids do them. So it's tough for us younger now. But my mom and dad helped get this DARE anti-drug program in our school.
We had the assemblies where all the people would dance about not doing drugs.
Drugs.
Remember the hats, the shirts, telling us not to drink and drive? My mom took it a step further, and I saw the explicit version of when you do drugs, smoke, drink, and drive. So my millennial butt cheeks think that when you're smoking, I think you're a full-on idiot, and you probably smell like cigarettes. I'm not saying you smell bad. Cigarettes remind me of my dead grandpa. It's very comforting to an extent. But cool? Is that a millennial thing? Who else thinks that cigarettes look cool? I feel like it looks like cancer. I think my grandpa had like lung cancer or something. Anyway, so that's pretty much some of the stuff that she posts about. She just likes to rant. So she would start talking about the ugly privilege perspective. Lessons from a woman with ugly privilege. Do you have your notebook, everyone? Time for school. Ugly privilege 101.
I'm not ugly, but if you asked me if I had ugly privilege, I sure as shit did. And the biggest lesson I can give to you from that experience is that all men are the same. The fundamental difference between a man that pursues ugly women versus a man that pursues conventionally attractive women is that the men who pursue ugly don't lie to you about who they are. These men legitimately think that you were so desperate and lonely and aching for love that you don't really give a f***, and you will take the worst of the worst, and they are the worst of the worst.
I feel like there's some truth to that. I'm sure she's talking about being heavyset as well, not having like the conventionally attractive body as well. And I'm sure there are like men that find obese women attractive and love their body and a squish and everything. Like I've heard a lot of the men say they just want something soft to sink their head into. In the bodybuilding world, like when I used to compete and whatnot, there was like quite a significant amount of very muscular men who love to watch their diets and love for themselves to have like ripped abs and shoulder caps pulsating. But backstage you would see them with a very heavy set woman.
This is 100% facts. Go to those bodybuilding shows. See those guys' wives. Most of the time, their wives are either super fit and competing in the shows too, or they tend to be a bigger woman.
And many people would say, and we don't have like scientific facts on this as it changes for each person, but there's been a lot of men that would say, and we'll see it on the internet, we've talked about it before, that they like someone below them because then that person doesn't have many options to cheat.
You don't marry the hottest chick you ever been with.
Do not date attractive women.
The man can't get their feelings hurt because the woman they chose is too ugly. So I feel like that's kind of what she's talking about.
Here's the secret though. They're all the worst of the worst.
Oh, I guess she's just going right into it and saying all of them are the worst of the worst. They all suck. Let me make sure to write a note to tell Garrett, you are the worst of the worst because some chick called Violet told me you are. Fold that up, and I'm gonna stick it on his forehead so he can wake up to it. And we're back.
Because I spent a lot of time watching the predator instead of being the prey.
So like she made a good point of like her experience of being not conventionally attractive and how men treat her, but the way that some people talk in these, like I'm guessing this is more of an anti-man type video, and we talk about like those alpha males who are very anti-woman. They treat women, 50% of the population, as just objects.
Long distance relationships don't work, especially in 2025 for men, is because women have too much goddamn power.
And the way that she talks to you kind of reminds me of an alpha male, where she uses words like predator and prey. Like the alpha males use alphas and betas, like they're lions. Like what is everybody's obsession with being animals? And what's with these people saying this gender, every single person in it, are all the same?
I got to peep a lot of game, and there is an insane amount of strategy that goes into almost every single interaction that a man has with a woman. So please, take it from me, the only difference between a man that's willing to pursue ugly women versus a man that only pursues conventionally attractive, beautiful women is that only one of those people is putting effort into the con.
She never explained which one is putting in the effort for the con, but I'm pretty sure it's the guy who's going for the more conventionally attractive woman. Anyway, I try to stay away from these kind of videos to watch like in my everyday life when I'm not making content, because it can definitely get into your head. I mean, have you talked to some of these people who are in the manosphere? They think women are public enemy number one.
All women are the same, guys. All women think the same.
And although I'm a woman and I can understand the frustration with a lot of men because of how we can be treated by a lot of them. Like, have you seen that man that was saying, if I wanted to, I could punch my wife twice and she'd be dead? Okay? So I can understand the frustration, but also just generalizing a whole group has never been my thing. Like, she even has a problem with men that are attracted to her.
I don't respect men that are romantically interested in me.
Okay? Let's keep watching. I do want to see the reason why you wouldn't respect a man for thinking that, like, you're cute.
Because, when I tell you that I treat men like garbage,
okay.
I treat men like garbage, right? And so for a man to want to be in my orbit in that way, understand he is going through it. He wants to be there, but he is going through it. I am not making it easy. My mission in life is to be the bane of that man's existence.
The sparkle in her eye as she says this is like comical, scary, and weird.
Like the way I would never be able to beat the man-hater allegations if you saw the way I romantically interact with men.
Damn. Well, at least she's not lying. She's saying the allegations are true. I'm very awful to men, which I feel like those men from the manosphere would absolutely hate this woman and say she's awful, all while they follow men that say the same stuff. See, this is why I can't get with these people.
It's mean. Like, there's not a single part of me that can be soft and romantic with a man, unless I've already broken him. Like, honestly, the only way a man is gonna get a little bit of softness out of me is after he's already broken down and sobbing in my lap. Because I just like being mean to them, you know?
No, I don't know. Can we imagine if some dude said this exact thing, like right in front of her?
How dare you!
So that would get a lot of heat, but then she would post the ultimate TikTok video that had all the men upset. The Great Scam, why most men are unattractive. Yep, I have a very small percentage of men, and boys, she is calling you out.
Ugly.
I would love to know the percentage of like most men are unattractive. Is it in the 80s? Like, is it a B plus? A, like 90% of men does she deem unattractive? Which, to be fair, you're not gonna find every single person attractive. I walk outside and I'm not like, oh, whoa, oh my God, so many beautiful men. Just as I don't feel like when I walk down the street, everyone's like, speechless.
Most men are deeply unattractive because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the day that the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies. But the fact that the men are ugly says otherwise, right? They're not supposed to exist. They're supposed to be cannon fodder to the strong, attractive men who are worthy of having babies. So while y'all are out here being like, the men don't take care of themselves, that's why they're unattractive. No, you're fucking a 10,000-year-old genetic anomaly. He's not supposed to exist, babe. Like, there's no amount of moisturizer and sunscreen that will change the fact that his great-great-great-great-great-grandma should have fucking swallowed him.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, you're serious. You are not smiling like the last one.
Like, we are out here fucking making babies like we're a goddamn endangered species, but the breeding stock is foul.
See? She talks like all those alpha male people that are saying most women are trash. Look at them. You can't breed with them. They're not breedable. And they don't deserve my sperm in their body because my genes are immaculate. And their genes are hypertension, a fatty liver, premature wrinkles, anger issues, and hammer toe, and a side of bunions. Like, to be completely honest, this chick is very similar to Just Pearly Things, except she seems like she can speak a lot better, as in she can actually speak. Because did y'all see Just Pearly Things in that debate where she just froze up?
Pearl, what are you doing? Like, seriously. Next question.
I have never seen Pearl so quiet in my life. Usually that big old pearly mouth is just yapping. But she's like the opposite of Pearl in a different sense. So that would be hilarious to see these two have a debate. I would be so interested in all of that. Anyway, she ends it like this.
And that's why most men are ugly.
Well, there you go. If you're wondering why you're ugly, men, that is why. You're not supposed to exist. What about the women? Are we not supposed to exist? Are we pretty? Tell me I'm beautiful, Violet. I need the validation.
Okay, they DEI'd themselves into someone's grandma's coochie, and now we are all forced to deal with the consequences of that. Sucks.
Okay, sorry. That's how she ended it. So after this came out, obviously, a lot of men were upset. And then a lot of men started talking about her looks. And I don't think she liked that very much. She was fine with talking about men's looks and saying, generally, men are hideous and they shouldn't exist and they're ugly, stupid. I don't think she said the stupid part. I think she just kept it very looks-wise, physical-wise. And a lot of men did not like that. They weren't on it. And so they started calling her ugly, fat. I saw some saying that she looks like a slave because her hair isn't, you know, probably not done the way that they want it, and she has a bandana, like it's calling her a slave. We won't watch those. We'll try to keep it to the people that can actually communicate a little better. And so I found this guy who popped up on my For You page after I watched all of these videos, and it seems to be like the best one that wasn't calling her fat, ugly, and this and that, because she made a response video to all the people, mostly the men, talking about her looks, and I think it was deleted. I couldn't find it anymore, but he has it, so let's watch.
You don't get to play the victim. You got on here and made a video and said that most men are ugly. And now that people are attacking your looks, you want to play the victim.
And I thank God that I am mentally, emotionally, spiritually strong enough to not be influenced to do something like that by someone like you. But if I was, I'd put your name in the letter so that you would get a visit from the police after I was gone.
So I'm a little confused. Did she write a letter of I'm going to myself and then wrote the people who said things bad about her looks in the letter so the police can suspect that maybe this person did it or told her to do it. I'm not too sure. Because then the men can like reverse that and say, hey, this chick named Violet Mystery, or I'm sorry, Sedona Violet, called them ugly, and now they're going to themselves. Right? That's kind of weird to do. The men took you saying that they're ugly, and now it's kind of your turn to be called ugly by random people on the internet.
Did the thought not cross your mind that prior to making that video of saying most men are ugly, that people would come after your looks? So you would therefore be prepared to be attacked in your comment section and have videos made about you.
That is true. You know, when I even first started YouTube, I told myself, Michelle, be prepared for someone, one, to call you ugly just because you're there. It's the internet. I knew people were gonna come after my look, especially the way that I had no clue how to do my makeup. And you know what happened? They did, not like right at first, but like the higher you grow, the more attention you get, somebody's gonna say, oh, you know what? Don't like your face, don't like the way your cheekbones look, or your eyebrows, or your big toe, and they have to tell you. So if you're gonna make a video saying that 50% of the population is ugly and you treat them bad, you don't respect them, and you don't respect them if they like think you're cute, I feel like you're going to attract a certain crowd that's going to tell you something about yourself. So he plays her whole video of how she said that most men are ugly and they shouldn't exist, and their great-great-grandmother, you know, decided to birth the ugliest baby when she shouldn't have. We don't need to rewatch it. We already watched the whole thing, and this was his response to that.
There are some messages, regardless of whether it's right or wrong, that some people should not be the messenger for. And I think you should have sat this one out.
Oh, because of her looks? Should she have sat down and then had a pretty girl say, most men are hideous? Would it be better that way? Like, would you like it then and see her and be like, oh, okay, since you're pretty, it's fine. I ain't got nothing to say. You're right, we are ugly. I think the only difference when it comes to a pretty person saying that that men are ugly, or if somebody else is ugly, like a whole population is ugly, is that if they were pretty and they had like big boobs and they were more, you know, sexualized. I'm sure Sedona Violet might have a different opinion because she has more experience, I guess, with ugly privilege. But from someone that's online and sees when a pretty girl even calls herself pretty, there'll be 1,000 men telling her, no, you're not. You're a 3 at best, bitch. I wouldn't sleep with you, as he types away in his mother's basement with a literal neck beard. Like his whole chin is shaved but has like hair right here. But I guess the end of today's lesson is if you want to call a whole population ugly, then you probably should prepare that other people are probably gonna call you ugly too. That's pretty much what I got out of it. What did you get? Let me know in that comment section. I'm gonna tell you that I think that you are cute. I see that you have the cutest size forehead. It's not too big or too small either. It's like the perfect size, and I wanna keep like looking at it like for a long time. I just wanna zero in on that sucker. And what joy, it's your lucky day. You can click on this video and we can talk about the weirdo freaks in the fitness community. It has gotten so odd. And relevant to this video, in that video, we are talking about the rise of the unconventionally not so fit trainers, as in the fat trainer who wants to train you to be a better person. So come on, let me talk to your forehead a little bit more, and click right here or in the pinned comment down below. And I will see all of you guys next time. Stay cute, or I guess in the words of the other lady, stay ugly. I'm just gonna say stay cute because I think that you're cute and I think your forehead's cute too. Okay, bye.
I'm a gym girly, love lifting heavy, doing all the curling. I live for the pump, my biceps looking plump. I'm a gym girl. Where's the muscle mommies of this?